We are just days away from the start of Miami Dolphins training camp, but before the players even step onto the field, some big news has already started shaking things up behind the scenes. And trust me, every Dolphins fan should be paying attention. On one side, we have players beginning camp on the physically unable to perform list, and that's definitely something to keep an eye on. On the other hand, we finally know when the Dolphins will be wearing those incredible throwback uniforms that every fan loves. So now I want to hear from you. Which story has your attention the most? Are you more worried about the injury updates heading into training camp, or are you just excited to see the Dolphins wearing the throwback uniforms again? Let me know down in the comments because I read as many of your opinions as I can. And if you've been a loyal Miami Dolphins fan through the good times and the tough seasons, go ahead and smash that like button for the team. Alright, let's jump right into everything happening behind the scenes with the Miami Dolphins. Let's start with the injury updates because these are always important heading into camp. The Dolphins have officially placed cornerbacks Darrell Baker Jr. and Storm Duck on the active physically unable to perform list. While nobody wants to see players begin training camp this way, this designation allows them to continue recovering before returning to full participation. Obviously, this isn't the news anyone wants to hear, especially for players fighting to earn important roles on the roster. Every practice matters during training camp. Every rep is another opportunity to impress the coaching staff. Missing valuable time can make that climb much more difficult. One interesting point surrounding these moves is the attitude from defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Rather than hiding behind vague answers, there has been transparency about where these players currently stand. The message is simple. The expectation is for players to be healthy and ready to compete. If someone cannot participate, somebody else will receive those opportunities. That mindset creates real competition throughout the roster. Instead of waiting indefinitely for injured players to return, the coaching staff appears ready to evaluate whoever is available. For young players hoping to make the team, that could become a huge opportunity. Another situation worth watching involves Austin Jackson. While there has not been an announcement placing him on the physically unable to perform list, his health remains something to monitor after dealing with injuries previously. Dolphins fans will certainly be paying close attention over the next few days to see whether he is fully ready once camp officially begins. Hopefully, Miami avoids adding another significant name to the injury list because staying healthy has to be one of the biggest priorities for this football team. Now let's switch over to something that gets every fan excited. The Dolphins officially revealed the themes for their home games this season, and that includes confirmation about when some of the most popular uniforms will return. The preseason home games will feature football for all and family night celebrations. Once the regular season begins, Miami will celebrate Hispanic heritage during its first home game. Later in the season comes Crucial Catch, followed by Football Unites, Salute to Service, SoFlo Sunday, Home for the Holidays, and finally another rivalry game to close out the home schedule. But what really grabbed everyone's attention were the uniforms. The Dolphins have confirmed that the throwback uniforms will return for the December home game against Chicago. For many fans, these remain the best uniforms in franchise history. The classic aqua colors, the vintage logo, and the traditional look always bring back memories of some of the greatest eras in Dolphins football. Every time Miami wears them, the excitement around the fan base immediately grows. There was another interesting detail as well. The Dolphins will once again wear their black rivalry uniforms during the home game against Buffalo in early January. It's a unique look that has certainly created plenty of discussion among fans. Some people absolutely love the black uniforms. Others still prefer the traditional aqua and white combinations. Regardless of personal preference, seeing the Dolphins continue using multiple uniform combinations definitely adds another level of excitement throughout the season. There may even be another surprise waiting. After looking at the Jets' own game themes, many fans noticed that their October matchup against Miami is labeled as a classic-themed game while displaying the Dolphins' throwback logo. Although nothing has officially been confirmed regarding Miami's uniforms for that road game, it certainly creates plenty of speculation that the Dolphins could once again wear the throwback uniforms against the Jets. If that happens, Dolphins fans would get multiple opportunities to see one of the franchise's most beloved looks this season. That would certainly be welcome news. As exciting as uniforms are, the real focus remains football. Training camp is where roster battles truly begin. Veterans are trying to secure starting positions. Young players are trying to prove they belong. Undrafted free agents are hoping to surprise everyone. Every practice matters because every rep can change a player's future. One discussion that also came up recently revolves around the Dolphins' new coaching staff and what that means for the playbook. With coaching changes comes change throughout the organization. Offensively, there will still be similarities because the system continues to share concepts that have been part of the Shanahan coaching tree. While terminology, details, and specific adjustments may change, many of the core offensive ideas remain familiar. Defensively, however, things are expected to look much different. Jeff Hafley's defense brings its own philosophy, its own teaching methods, and its own expectations. That means defensive players must quickly adapt to an entirely different system. Learning a new playbook is one of the biggest challenges every NFL player faces. Veterans have experienced learning different systems throughout their careers, but rookies and younger players often face an even steeper learning curve. The expectation is that players begin studying immediately after joining the organization. Whether they arrive through free agency or the NFL draft, they receive the playbook long before training camp opens. The off-season program, rookie minicamp, organized team activities, and mandatory minicamp all exist for one major reason: preparing players to enter training camp already understanding the system. Training camp is supposed to refine execution. It is not supposed to be the first time players begin learning the offense or defense. Players who consistently struggle to understand assignments can quickly fall behind during camp. Competition is simply too intense. Every roster spot is earned. Every mistake creates another opportunity for someone else. That reality is especially important for players fighting near the bottom of the roster. Coaches need reliability. They need players who know where to line up, understand their assignments, and execute consistently. The faster players learn, the greater their chances of remaining with the team. Fortunately, the Dolphins are only a few days away from finally putting all of this into action. Speculation will soon become real football. Questions about injuries will begin receiving answers. Position battles will start taking shape. Young players will begin making names for themselves. Veterans will work toward proving they still deserve major roles. Most importantly, Dolphins fans will finally have football to watch again after a long off-season. This is always one of the most exciting periods of the year because hope exists across the entire roster. Every fan believes someone unexpected could emerge. Every practice creates new storylines. Every preseason game provides another opportunity to evaluate the future of this football team. Now the waiting is almost over. Training camp is nearly here. The Dolphins have already given fans a glimpse of the uniforms they'll be wearing. We've received important injury updates, and the roster is preparing for one of the most competitive camps in recent years. The next few weeks will tell us a lot about where this team is headed. Will the injured players return quickly? Will the young cornerbacks seize unexpected opportunities? Will the defense adjust smoothly under Jeff Hafley? Will the offense continue building on its established identity? Those answers are coming soon. Now I want to hear from every Dolphins fan watching. Which update matters most to you? Are you worried about the players beginning camp on the physically unable to perform list, or are you already looking forward to seeing those throwback uniforms back on the field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I want to know exactly how you're feeling as training camp gets ready to begin. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Miami Dolphins coverage.